for joining me on my island oasis. Have you ever wondered where islands actually come from? They're beautiful, but there's science behind what causes an island to form. Today we're going to learn about that science. We're going to start with a story that's called An Island Grows. This story was written by Lola M. Schaefer and illustrated by Kathy Felstead. I hope you enjoy An Island Grows. Deep, deep beneath the sea, stone breaks, water quakes, magma glows, volcano blows, lava flows and flows and flows. An island grows. Rocks appear, black and sheer. Weather batters, rock shatters. Waves pound, sands mound. Winds sow, seeds that blow. Roots grow, leaves show. Trees tower, vines flower. Insects thrive, birds arrive. Sailors spot, maps plot. Ships dock, traders flock. Settlers stay, children play. Workers build, soil is tilled. Markets sell, merchants yell. Fresh fish, pepper dish, ripe fruit, spicy root. Bells ring, voices sing. Drummers play, dancers sway. Busy island in the sea, where only water used to be. Then one day, not far away, deep beneath the sea, a volcano blows and lava flows. Another island grows. We just read the story An Island Grows, and in this story we saw how an island can be formed by a volcano. I want to show you a fun activity that you can do at home where you can make a volcano. What I have here is I have modeling clay, and that's what I'm going to use to make my volcano. But if you don't have modeling clay, you could use other materials. You could even use mud from outside. If you get it to a consistency where you could shape it and then let it dry, you could make your volcano that way. My modeling clay, I've smushed it out so it's a little bit softer so I can use it to form the shapes that I want. I also have here, this is a balloon pump that you can use to blow up balloons. I'm going to use it as a rolling pin. You may have one in your kitchen, but you can find anything that's a cylinder to use to roll out your dough to make it more pliable. I also have scissors and some styrofoam cups. So I've never done this before. We're going to see if it works out, but my plan is I have a little cup in the middle. I have a beaker, but you could use a small plastic cup and a piece of cardboard for your base. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my styrofoam cup. If I just cut off the top of it, I think I can use this to actually form the sides of my volcano so it gives me that shape of a volcano, and I can actually put my modeling clay around this cup. Now, I'm going to start shaping my clay and making the water, an island, and then I'm going to make my volcano. So let's try this out. Okay, so it's definitely not perfect, and this is a learning process as you go, but I think it turned out to be a pretty okay volcano. I have my water, I have my island, and then I have my volcano. So now I want to show you how to make our volcano erupt, which is the really, really fun part. For this, you're going to need some more supplies. So let me go gather those up. Okay, so I've gathered some more supplies and I'm ready to make this volcano erupt. This is going to be really fun. So what you need is all things that you should be able to find in your kitchen. I have some vinegar, baking soda, I have red food coloring, and then I have just some dish soap. So these are the ingredients that I'm going to use to make my volcano lava that's going to come out of the top. Because I'm using some chemicals, I'm going to use some protective gear. Normally in the lab I would wear goggles, but since I don't have any here, luckily I do have this amazing face shield that was created by Mr. Clint Brawley and his robotics team at Gulfport High School. These were used, they were given to our child nutrition workers and then also to our nurses for their safety. I also have some gloves that I'm going to put on just so I don't have to touch any chemicals with my hands. You ready? Let's do this. First, I'm going to add my baking soda. I'm going to put in 2 to 3 small spoonfuls. Then I'm going to add a little dish soap. The dish soap is just going to kind of make my volcano a little bit more bubbly. We want it to kind of bubble up a little bit. Just a little, maybe a tiny bit more. About a teaspoon. Then I have red food coloring. I chose red because lava is red, so I think it'll look good. I'm going to put about 3 or 4 drops in there. All right, next up I'm going to add my vinegar. And once I add my vinegar, I should see my lava start to flow out. For my volcano, I've put a tray under it. You could do this in some sort of bin where it catches any liquid that comes out, but you're going to have liquid that flows out of your volcano. If you make your volcano out of mud or rocks outside, this is great because it can just run off onto the ground. I'm going to pour in about 2 to 3 tablespoons. Let's take a look at this up close. So you can see my volcano is erupting. Thanks for helping me make a volcano. I hope you try this at home. It's a lot of fun. So you have to admit, that was a pretty cool volcano. But is that really how volcanoes are formed? By mixing together vinegar and baking soda? No. But how they do form is really just as cool. Let's take a look at the science behind the formation of a volcano. Did you know that while you were asleep last night, a volcano off the coast of Italy was wide awake? The Stromboli volcano has been awake for at least 2,000 years. That means it's been erupting for longer than any other volcano. Stromboli's eruptions happen really often, practically nonstop. How does a volcano like Stromboli form in the first place? Well, deep inside the earth, I'm talking way deep down, it's really hot. It's so hot that the rock that makes up this layer of the earth is actually melted. It's called magma. Now, sometimes magma can collect in a pocket just beneath the Earth's surface, and if the magma breaks through all the way to the surface and reaches the air, it's called lava. And now, my friends, you have a volcano on your hands. Lava is bright red and very hot when it first erupts out of the ground, but soon the lava cools down and creates a layer of rock. Over time, many layers of rock build up around the spot where the lava came out to form a mountain that many of us think as the volcano. And if the volcano keeps erupting, it keeps growing. With each eruption of a volcano, more magma flows up the tube that forms in the middle. That's called the vent. And it comes out the top, which is called the crater. Then once more, the lava cools and hardens into a solid rock, and the volcano has grown. But not all volcanoes look or act the same. Lava can come out of craters in different ways. It depends on the type of volcano. For some volcanoes, like Stromboli, lava shoots out like a fiery fountain. When Stromboli erupts like this, big blocks of lava and stone can be thrown hundreds of meters away. But for other volcanoes, lava just oozes out of the crater, more like a lazy syrup. Over time, the slow-moving lava can create massive volcanoes too. One volcano like this, called Mauna Loa in Hawaii, is the tallest volcano in the world. And in fact, all of the islands of Hawaii are made of volcanoes that began underwater, just like the island in our story. The islands of Hawaii have been growing for millions of years, and over time, all of the layers of lava that have oozed out have built up until they reached above the surface of the ocean. Our fiery old friend Stromboli in Italy formed this way too. Its whole island is basically one big volcano. There's a lot of amazing stuff going on beneath the surface of the earth. There are incredible forces at work all the time, shaping the world we live in.
My name is Bentley, and today I'm going to be making a volcano. At first, you'll need dough made out of flour. So, you see we got the dough, and then you need salt and water. So you'll add a little bit of water and a little bit of salt. And then you gotta build it around. You gotta mix it around. And then, this is a choice to add food coloring. But first, or you can just put the food coloring in there. And then, if you don't want to, you can just take it out and then just build it into a small cup. And we are going to use yellow. But y'all can use any kind of color. Then you gotta stir it around. Then gotta empty it out. So empty it out. It'll build it into a volcano, into a mountain. Make it look like a mountain. And then to make it not sticky, you can use a little bit of flour, which that is what we used at the beginning. So mix it all around. And then start building. First we will build the mountain. And then we'll put the hole in it so it can erupt. And then we made the mountain. And then we put the hole in it. And then you'll put some baking soda. A little bit of baking soda.
Cool. Okay.
And then you can use any color. We're going to use red. And then for the moment of truth, we'll add the vinegar. Ta-da!